Pink Tim Pool's turn.
Hey. I am HK Perrin, and this week I've got my first story is about Fedora 39. Fedora 39 was released recently, and it includes an upgrade to GNOME 45. So if you've been waiting for all the nice goodies in GNOME 45, it's finally here in Fedora. Another notable change is that there is no more Qt theming. That's spelled Qt. If you're using Qt apps, which all the KDE apps are Qt apps, so if you're using those apps, they might look out of place now that Fedora no longer styles them to look like your GNOME apps. But at least they won't be broken, because sometimes that theming would break the app itself. One last note is, I've been using Linux exclusively as my primary OS since 2008. So I've gone through a lot of distro upgrades, mostly Ubuntu. But I have never had an experience as seamless as upgrading from Fedora 38 to Fedora 39. It took like maybe 20 minutes. I hit one button that said upgrade. My computer restarted. There was a progress bar for a few minutes, and then it restarted again, and Fedora 39. Like, it was seamless and wonderful, and big kudos to the Fedora engineers. What do you guys think?
Yeah, GNOME 45 is great. I have it on the Ubuntu that I'm on. I'm not on the LTS. I'm on 2311 or 2310. It's real nice. I had some problems at the beginning, but like after I ran updates, it was fine. I don't think it was GNOME. I think it was something else, but it was it looks great. I am becoming more and more interested in Fedora, but not interested enough in it to wipe out any machine and install it. So I'll take your word for it. But a lot of people liked Fedora 38 too. They thought it was really great. So it's not surprising that people are happy with 39. They've done a lot, and a lot of people, like when some of the Linux podcasts I listen to, like at the end of the year when they do their best of or whatever, oftentimes the best distro is Fedora, like the last couple of years. So that's good.
I distro hopped for a while at the beginning of this year, and I landed on Fedora. It is a fantastic distro.
Yeah,
I thought you went with a different one, but I was going to say I'm just use Ubuntu. I don't mess around with many of the different distros, but I mean it sounds good. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm the odds of me getting off of like a Ubuntu Studio base for the production machine here are very slim. If Fedora puts something out geared toward audio production, I'd be very interested in checking it out, though, for sure.
Okay.
Well, what do you got next?
All right. So my next story is IBM has decided to throw some duffel bags of cash at AI. If you have a good idea about AI, IBM wants to help it happen for a cut of that pie. IBM is launching a $500 million venture capital firm called IBM Enterprise AI Venture Fund to invest in AI startups. So IBM, has been a big player in AI, and they're looking to invest in a whole bunch of new companies, startups and established companies. They're not exclusively trying to fund startups, but yeah, what do you guys think?
We'll see. I mean, more venture money floating around is kind of a double-edged sword, honestly. Like it, like a lot of companies, they look back and they sometimes maybe wish they hadn't taken all that venture money, because now they have all these weirdos, usually Peter Thiel, like barking in their ear. But IBM, on the flip side of that, IBM is an established legacy player. They're not going to do impulsive things. I suppose if you had an AI startup, having the IBM people funding you would probably be less volatile and probably just a more professional overall experience than dealing with like Founders Fund or Andreessen Horowitz or these kind of personal ego driven funds, essentially. So it's good if it provides some like competition and counterbalance to the goddamn maniacs in venture right now.
Yeah, and it's not just funding. They actually they give you advice and they give you like expertise that you can basically ask for their advice and their opinion on different things.
Yeah, that's what the venture firms are generally supposed to. It's one of their roles anyway. But again, with IBM, it's just this. They're a legacy firm, and they're going to probably be more patient and have a longer view and do less crazy, impulsive things. So, I think overall this is good.
I'm just disappointed that somebody else has already thought of Cat GPT. Could have got some sweet IBM money. Cat GPT is just whatever you type in, it just meows back at you.
Yeah, it's adorable. It's adorable. Yeah, like I said, this is probably good. We'll see. I'm also just wondering, like, at what point do we reach sort of like peak AI to the point where there's so much venture money sloshing around that it's basically impossible for all of the investors to be made whole on all of their investments? And will there be like a giant crash as like a result of this?
Well, I'm sure there will be, but whether it's 2 years from now or 15 years from now, who knows?
Well, I don't think anybody like currently would be made whole, because as far as I've seen so far, like the AI that's come out recently, like is not particularly useful. It's kind of a fun toy play around with, does some nifty things. You can generate some interesting images and stuff, but I don't see like people getting the return on investment that I think they're expecting.
I mean, it's a new tool, and it hasn't been like, there are still a lot of niches that could benefit from the tool that it hasn't really settled in, I guess you'd say. Coding is certainly one of them. A lot of writing code, like people, when you say I'm a software developer, people think like, oh, you spend like 90% of your time writing code, which is absolutely not true. I spend maybe like 10 to 15% of my time writing code, and the majority of the rest of my time is figuring out what to write and like how to interface it with other things. So if I could take out that chunk of, just the nitty gritty grind of like actually writing the code and focus 100% or near 100% of my time on the, integrations and system design, it would be, a productivity boost. But right now, I don't trust ChatGPT to write good code. Even if I tell it exactly what I want written, I wouldn't trust it to know, that, it needs to write an algorithm that runs in like O of log n time versus like, it might do something stupid, and then I'm going to have to sit there and read through that code and review it, which takes maybe not as long as writing the code, but it takes a significant chunk of that time that I save just to review all that code that ChatGPT writes, or whatever code generation tool, Copilot or whatever.
Huh. Well, cool. I really like your next story.
All right. Truth Social, Donald Trump's social network company, has lost $73 million since its launch. My first bullet point on this is just, ha ha. This number comes from a new financial disclosure made public during a merger. The company that owns Truth Social is trying to merge with another company. And yeah, they had to put out a financial disclosure, and yeah, they lost $73 million.
Well, you have to figure like, where would they have gotten any profit? The point of it was just to basically be a megaphone for one person, and who wants to advertise on that,
Yep, they did take in like several $1 million. I think they had revenue of like $1.5 million this year, but it's like they're operating at such an enormous loss. You know, they're losing like tens of millions, that bringing in, you know, 1.5 million isn't anywhere close to being profitable.
Yeah, but I also like I don't think that was the point. But now that they're trying to merge with another company, I'm a little confused as to what's even going on. I mean, yeah, I'm confused as to what's going on. Like, why would they merge with another company? Because I don't think the point of it was ever to be profitable or competitive with, you know, like X, Twitter, or whatever.
I want to point out that it's 2 orders of magnitude less than what Elon Musk lost on Twitter.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, Donald Trump is a better businessman than Elon Musk. Who would have thought?
Sort of a who's the biggest loser fight going on there.
Yeah, but the flip side of that is there is some path for Twitter, whereas with Truth Social, there is no path like for profitability.
Yeah. They're not going to attract advertisers.
And whether or not the company's profitable really has nothing to do with how much money Elon Musk himself personally lost by buying it for too much money, right?
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. This has been How the Tech Are You, our weekly tech news show. If you'd like to check out our other shows, you can do that on echoplexmedia.com. And if you'd like to support us, you can do it on patreon.com/echoplex or eplex.store. Have a great tech week.